Well, cheers.
You can put the bottle down now.
No. Welcome back to Nerd News with Bytes and Brews, as presented by The Geek Life. That's thegeeklyfe.com. Go check them out to get all up to date on your nerd culture news. Sorry, I'm a little out of sorts. We just went to go see Bear Ghost last night.
Yay!
Woo! And my voice is all fucked because I was screaming all night and drinking all night. But hair of the dog, right?
Yeah. That'll fix everything.
There you go. Yeah. Alcohol fixes everything. This week, we have a variety of stories. Finally, there's no theme.
Yay.
At least I don't think there's a theme.
We'll find one.
We'll figure it out, yeah. But story number one.
One of the lead writers for Cyberpunk 2077 has jumped ship to Blizzard. I mean, that could go one of two ways. That could go like Cyberpunk's writing just crumbling to pieces, or some people are going the more optimistic route, which I usually don't. So I'm depressed already.
Right.
But it could mean that the story part of Cyberpunk is done already, and there's nothing more for him to do.
Yeah, you would think they would get the story down first before they started actually developing the game.
And then everything else is just the programming.
But if that was true, then why would he feel pressure to leave? Like what?
Because there's nothing left for him to do?
Okay, so you think he was just like bored and then...
No, I don't think that. But people on the internet do.
So you legitimately think that like Cyberpunk 2077 is going to just...
it was a bad... Something bad happened.
I think it was bad on both their parts, though. I mean, obviously there was a reason why he left.
Right.
Maybe he was being mistreated.
Well, and he's been with CD Projekt Red since
Witcher.
the first Witcher.
Yeah, like he's
been a part of all of them, and he was one of the 3 creative directors for Witcher 3. And he's been working on this game specifically, Cyberpunk, for 6 years.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a lot of details, but the other thing that confuses me is why Blizzard? Like,
because they're like the pinnacle of like success in gaming.
I mean, maybe at one point,
dude. WoW is all you have to say. WoW is like it's got to be like the top grossing game. It's got constant
top
RMR.
Grossing game is Fortnite,
but this has got constant RMR. I guess Fortnite probably.
Fortnite does too. I'm just saying, like, but when I view Blizzard now, my perspective might be skewed because I honestly was never a big WoW fan, but I feel like other than Overwatch, I feel like a lot of Blizzard's IPs are actually starting to like. I feel that curve is starting to head like downwards now. I think they've gotten to the top, they've gotten to the peak of their hill, and now I start seeing it crumble. Ever since their conglomeration with Activision, I feel like the company's quality control and just like their interaction with their community and stuff like that has just kind of just slowly started just kind of sinking a little bit.
The downside.
Yeah, and I don't know. Again, my perspective may be skewed because again, I haven't really had a lot of love for a lot of Blizzard IPs.
I mean, so Bungie is split with Activision. Maybe Blizzard will next. Well, and then immediately Activision got slammed with a shit ton of lawsuits.
So go figure. Activision was doing illegal shit.
So Bungie might not be far behind.
Yeah.
Or
Blizzard might not be far behind. Yeah.
Far behind on that.
Well, hopefully they get their mojo back, especially with this guy on their roster now. Sebastian Stępień. Polish?
He's Polish. Well, the name is Polish. I don't know.
Oh, fair. Well,
it's 2019. I don't see in labels.
Right. That's not a label. That's an ethnicity.
Shut up, Wop.
So yeah, fingers crossed, I guess. I mean, I'm still gonna play Cyberpunk. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, like I'm still gonna play it, but like I'm always gonna wonder, like, could it have been better?
Could the writing have been better? Story numero dos.
Resident Evil.
Right on the heels of the Resident Evil 2 remake coming out, there's been an announcement regarding the series' presence on television, specifically Netflix. There has been an announcement for a Resident Evil Netflix show. The people behind the Resident Evil movies, the 6 or 7 of them.
Mia Jovovich?
Yes, the Mia Jovovich movies. The Constantin Films, the German and...
Michael Scofield?
Who?
Michael Scofield from Prison Break.
Oh, he's in the Resident Evil movie?
He's Wesker.
Oh, that's right. I try to forget a lot about the Resident Evil movies. Anyways, hopefully the Constantin Films, the people that did the Resident Evil movies do a little bit better job on the Netflix TV show.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. I mean, Resident Evil's on a pretty steady incline right now, especially after Resident Evil 7, where they rebooted the franchise. It went back to its roots, and everyone's really digging.
As long as you don't play the DLC.
Right. Well,
where Punch Man just suplexes everyone.
They had to throw the corny action-y stuff in there just to please the fans of like Resident Evil 5 and 6. But the core game brought it back to survival horror, and since then the franchise has had a great kind of like resurrection, if you would. Their animated movies are always really good.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that Constantin Films like sees what works with Resident Evil and what doesn't work with Resident Evil, and just focuses on what works with Resident Evil. I'm hoping this is a reboot for its film and television presence, as Resident Evil 7 was a reboot for their game presence. Go back to survival horror, go back to what made the series, and stop trying to make it a goddamn Michael Bay film, you know, like...
But zombie dinosaurs, though. That's what happens behind every closed door. It's like, we just need to go back to like when it was successful and what made it great, and then some asshole is like, yeah, but zombie elephants though, or sharks.
Caveat: some asshole with a lot of money goes, but zombie sharks.
Some asshole with the last name of Bay. Full disclosure, like the first one, maybe two Resident Evil movies, I liked them.
They weren't bad.
Good. They were fun. Looking back on them now.
Yeah,
good God.
No.
but
then they just went full fucking camp.
Yeah.
Like they went full Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
And Wesker became Keanu Reeves, became Neo. And yeah, I mean they did that in the video game too, which was also just like, okay, so Wesker's like super I don't know. There's a lot with that series that I don't agree with, but what they've been doing recently has been awesome. And I just want them to keep that going. Just keep the survival horror thing going. Do not turn it into an action film or an action series. It is survival horror. Survival horror. Okay.
Action! Topic number 3.
Yeah.
Whoa! Jay and Silent Bob strike back.
I think George Lucas gonna sue somebody.
Holy fucking shit. Are we really getting a fucking sequel?
Oh, the Jay and Silent Bob reboot has been announced. Not reboot, sequel.
Sequel.
No, I'm sorry, I'm getting confused because the plot of the sequel is them stopping a reboot of the original movie that they were stopping in the first one.
Blunt Man and Chronic.
Blunt Man and Chronic.
Will Mark Hamill reprise his role as the cockknocker?
I hope so.
Or are they going to, in a true reboot fashion, recast him and put like Troy Baker in there?
You took my Joker from me. Now you're taking fucking the cockknocker. Pretty soon Troy Baker's going to show up in Star Wars. Silent Bob's looking real good right now, man. Ever since...
Lunchbox is looking a little thin.
Yeah.
They're going to have to change the line to, hey, baby, you ever had your asshole licked by a man in an overcoat?
Right. It's a moderately healthy looking man in an overcoat. No, but he's looking great, honestly. Like, he even said, like, this is kind of his 1 year anniversary of almost dying last year in February when he had the heart attack. Mm-hmm. And this reboot is, or this sequel is his kind of like, fuck you to death, and be like, I'm still alive, I'm doing the shit that I want to do, and I've always wanted to do a Jay and Silent Bob sequel, so I'm doing it. And they got picked up by Saban Films.
Which is kind of confusing, because Saban to me means Power Rangers.
No, I don't think that's the same people.
I hope not.
Dude.
Action!
It would be Blunt Man and Chronic teaming up with the Power Rangers. Oh, dude, I might actually watch like a legit... If they made a Blunt Man and Chronic
Sativa!
movie... Indica!
He just says nothing.
Oh, right, because it's Silent Bob. So yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to that because the first one was great. And that was fucking...
20
years ago, dude. Jesus.
We're old.
Yeah.
Anyways, now that we're depressed about it, Lyfe, catch us at places, I guess.
Yeah, we do things with our lives, Twitch and stuff, and we do this obviously, and then we do Almost Heroic. It's a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons podcast, which we try to be funny and keep things light, but then we realize how old we are and things get depressing. We'll see you guys next week.